I am delighted to be here, to be in a very different function, in a very different ecosystem, with very different vibrations. It's not easy to get up an audience like this, and for a purpose which elevates us from our day-to-day concerns, activities, into a higher plane. I was very happy to see Keshav here. I was his fan for a long time. One of the most potential and who could have emerged as a great cartoonist. He was snuffed out because the paper which was carrying his cartoon was burdened by his cartoons itself. And as someone who has seen the Indian civilization's journey for the last 50, 60 years personally, as someone who has been very powerful in a variety of ways by God's grace and by the grace of the Kanchi Mahaswami, I always felt humiliated as a Hindu. I was a great corporate consultant, valued by all the great corporate families in India. But whenever I mentioned about our civilization, our values, the Hindu past, they always looked at me as someone who is illiterate. The same thing is the case with politics, the same is the case with journalism. But as I saw the movement of the Indian civilization from 1970s, I participated in the emergency. I went underground. My wife is here. After I married, in the 4th or 5th month, I went underground. That was the struggle all of us underwent to recover the Indian civilization. As I look back, when I am seeing people like Dushyant, Anand and Ranga, I feel so happy. I am in the evening of my life. But I see a great explosion of highly talented, competent, courageous people. Who will take this civilization to such heights that the world needs today. It is not something an Indian possession. It is something which the world at crossroads, because I am someone who is familiar with variety of subjects, including modern economics, where the world stands today is something which the world itself does not know. It's in a huge, huge crisis. The more important thing is it is not even aware of the crisis. The moral crisis, political crisis, social crisis, cultural crisis, economic crisis, take any field. I don't think any person who has a view to say today, or who is heard today, can say that the world is safe. That is the extent to which the West-driven world has made the world to despair. But there is an exception. The exception is Bharat. See, the journey began in 1980s. I was part of it. I had been part of its articulation. Very fortunately, how this one word Ram turned the Indian civilization, Indian politics, Indian history, Indian media. I was personally witness to it. No one knew. Even the people who touched Rama did not know Ram was so powerful. I knew the BJP passed the resolution in 1989 in Palampur in June to support the Ram Janmabhoomi movement. They were in great apprehension. Should we or should we not? That was the extent to which secular politics had driven even the best people to suspect Rama. But the moment the BJP touched Rama, the BJP changed, the country changed, the polity changed. And you see a very different India today. It is not because of any one person's competence, skill, hard work. There is a spiritual power associated with this name Rama, which I have personally experienced. I am not an expert like Dushyant. I am not a spiritualist. I can understand spiritualism. I have been guided by the Kanchi Mahaswami, but I never knew he was God till after he was no more. All that I can say is that if people like Dushyant are around, it is not for a very small purpose. It's for a very big purpose. And I am sure that with such galaxy of young people who are in the art, in music, in dance, in literature, you see a very different India emerging. And I am very happy that this function is not merely a spiritual function, a cultural function, it's a nationalist function. That is why it started with Vande Mataram. You cannot distinguish in India what is religion, what is politics, what is culture, what is sociology. It's all integrated. So this function is an integrated celebration of our civilization, and I am extremely happy. I am here to read the book. Obviously, as I waded through it, it's for a less literate person like me to understand what Ramayana and its message is. I am extremely happy that I participated in this function. Thank you very much.